Who says stunning Christmas decor has to be expensive? Hi there, my name is Sandra, and you're watching Christmas at the Schwowin's Nest. If you've got a couple of these Dollar Tree Christmas trees hanging around in your stash, this is a really fun and easy project to create a beautiful half-round Christmas tree. I wanted to create something that I could put on one of my shelves in the living room, and it needed to be flat on the one side. So what I'm doing here is I've just got one of the trees. I'm just going to push out all of the branches, give it a little fluff, but only have everything coming out on the one side. Using these little nippers from the Dollar Tree, I am going to just trim down all of the branches. These are way too long for what I want. So I'm just going to start by leaving them probably about half the length at the bottom, and then I'll slowly make my way up towards the top, gradually making them a little bit shorter. Some of the shorter ones up at the top I didn't need to trim as much, but you'll see here in a minute that it really looks 100% better as soon as you do this. Look at the beautiful shape that you can get just by trimming off some of these branches. I'm really excited to keep working on this project. I grabbed a second tree, and what I'm doing here is just trimming off all of the branches. I'm going to use these to fluff up the first one. Now it's just a building game. I'm going to be taking branches that are the same length as the bottom ones, and I'll need to trim a bunch of these little branches. But I'm just taking some hot glue and I'm going to start filling in all of the gaps. I want this so full and thick. I actually think it turns out a little bit like a bottle brush tree. And that was kind of my idea when I first started, and it sort of looks like that. You'll have to let me know what you guys think. Of course, it has different branches than a bottle brush tree, but it turns out so pretty and so full. Just keep trimming your branches and adding them as you go. Once you get up to the top and towards the middle, of course, you're going to have to trim your branches a little bit so they're all the same size. I did pick it up every once in a while to take a look at it, make sure I was getting a nice rounded front. At this point, I'm still adding some branches, but look at how beautiful and full this is. I'm going to be using every little sprig that I cut off on this tree. What I'm going to do with all of the tiny little bits and pieces is just use them as little fillers and make sure I don't have any gaps. This is a great shape for this project. I found this at a thrift store. And before you say, oh, it looks like Hagar or something like that, it was made in China. So no worries. It's not anything really vintage or worth any money. I'm going to give it a couple of coats of white chalk paint around the top as well, and about a couple of inches down towards the inside, just so you don't see any of that green. Now that it's dry, I took a piece of pool noodle and I just shoved it into the bottom. I didn't have to use any glue or anything. I removed the part at the bottom of the tree. It just screws off. And literally now I'm just going to push it right into the pool noodle and it's standing up perfectly. I wanted to give the tree a little bit more dimension, but rather than adding additional greenery or a different type of greenery, which is what I like to do sometimes, I still wanted this to kind of have the look of a bottle brush tree. So I'm just taking a stencil brush, a little bit of white paint, and I'm flicking it to give it some speckles of snow. I really love how this tree turned out. It's going to be perfect on my shelf in my living room. And for under $6, I have a stunning piece of home decor that I can keep for years to come. I hope you like it as much as I do. If you're watching my channel for the first time, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you like what you see, I'd love for you to hit that red button and support the growth of my channel. A quick thank you shout out to all of my current subscribers and viewers. I really appreciate it. For this project, I'm using some of these Dollar Tree signs. They're from Halloween, and I'm going to be using the Dollar Tree square and just my box cutter to score these pieces. I didn't really measure this, but I think it's probably about 6 inches or so. I'm not sure. But anyhow, I'm just going to keep scoring it until it snaps, and then I'll just clean up all the edges. I'm going to do two the same size and one just a little bit longer. I'm going to cover these with some scrapbook paper. I've had a paper pack from Michaels since last year, and I decided that it's time to use it. I had forgotten about it and I pulled it out, and I just love all these muted tones. So I'm going to be just trimming off with my paper trimmer the lengths and the widths that I need, and then I'll just use a glue stick to glue everything together. I didn't bother taking the original sign paper off. They were really tough to do. And so I figured I'll leave the back clean and just put my scrapbook paper right on top of the original design. As you can see here, I just used some wood scrapbook paper for the smaller pieces. And as I'm editing here, I noticed that one of the side pieces is shorter than the other, so I ended up grabbing the wrong piece for the one on the right. You can see that it's just a little bit shorter than the other, but it still turns out pretty. I'm going to leave a 2-inch gap on either end here just to make sure that it looks sort of symmetrical. I'm just going to be using these wood garden stakes as support to glue everything together. Now I'm going to take 3 different shapes and sizes of wood Christmas trees and trace out some additional scrapbook paper from the pack. And then I'll do the same thing, just use my glue stick and cover the fronts of them. I've got all 3 of my trees covered here, and now I'm just going to be taking this little emery board and just getting rid of any of the excess paper that might be sticking out and give it a little bit of a distressed look all around the edge. Now the one large tree is painted white, but I decided to keep that white and keep these other 2 natural just to give it a little bit more color. I'll just be using hot glue to glue the wood trees right onto the boards. This ends up being a fairly heavy piece, but the hot glue sticks to the paper fantastic, so you don't have to worry about anything falling off. The original tree in the center had this wood reindeer right down at the bottom, so I decided to just put him back on, and I think this looks really sweet. Then I grabbed a couple of these tiny, tiny little ones that I get from my local dollar store, and I decided to put those 2 on the other trees as well. And I think this project turned out super cute. One last embellishment is just to add a little bit of ribbon across the largest piece and then some angled pieces on the top to pull it all together. I think this turned out absolutely beautiful. I love the muted colors and the rustic feel. This piece was sent to me by a viewer. Thank you so much, Kimberly. You know who you are. And I'm not sure if it came from Dollarama or if it came from the Dollar Tree. I'm thinking it was from the Dollar Tree. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and peel off the paper on this one because it really wasn't that difficult to do. And I'm going to need a nice smooth surface for this project. These are 2 pieces of flannel fabric that already have the glue on the back of them. You can see that they're a little shiny. They're nice and thick, and I picked these up from Beebee Craft. I'll have the link down in my description box. I'm going to cut out the triangle shapes that I need in these 2 buffalo check patterns, and then I'll be able to iron them right onto the wood using my little mini heat press. When I'm cutting fabric, I normally use my fabric scissors, but because there was glue on the back of this, I didn't want to dull my scissors. So if you take a regular pair of scissors that aren't necessarily for fabric, but maybe just your crafting scissors, just take your time and go really slow because you don't want to rip or fray any of the edges. Here are my triangle pieces. I think this is going to turn out super cute. What I'm going to do now is just use my little mini heat press. I probably should have put a little piece of parchment paper on top. I didn't have any, didn't think about it, but you just don't want to scorch your fabric at all. It didn't happen for me, and this came on really, really easily. I have my heat press set to a medium heat, and it only took a couple of passes for the glue to adhere to the wood. So I'm really impressed with the quality of this fabric and glue. Make sure you go around the edges really well because you don't want anything to peel up. This was a hanging sign, so it's not going to stand on its own. I'm taking some of these Jenga blocks. These are actual Jenga blocks that I found at the thrift store, and I'm going to glue them right to the bottom, and this will create a nice little stand for the trees. I'm not going to stain these blocks or anything. I'm just going to leave them the natural color. I'm taking some of this thicker jute twine from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to trace around the edges of each of the trees. And that's just going to bring the natural wood from the base into the project. I decided to trim off the top piece because I didn't want there to be a rounded edge. And then I just started again. If you've been following me for a while, you know I love working with wood. So these are some more of these little die cuts that came from a local dollar store. There's some trees, some reindeer, some snowflakes. So I'm just going to arrange them in such a way that they look cute. I also decided to take some different colors because they come in a pack of natural, sort of a charcoal gray, and then a turquoise. I didn't like the turquoise. I've used that before and I've just painted it a different color. But I did bring in some of the black and I layered things and I think it looks pretty cute. Back in the fall, I had grabbed a few of these little pumpkin signs because I knew at some point I would have a use for them. And I have that use today. I'm going to be just taking these all apart and I'll probably only be using the center three pieces because those are the widest ones. I find it really funny that on the same sign, some of the pieces of paper peel off super easy and the other ones are really difficult. This one was great, but then there were some that were just horrible. But anyhow, let's move on. I cut out my first piece and then I'm going to use the top of the first piece as my template for the bottom of the second piece. And I'll repeat this process all the way to the top of the tree. So here I've got my two pieces and now I'm going to go with my third piece and make sure that I measure it out so it is a little bit smaller than the piece underneath. The middle pumpkin piece was kind of sort of on this same angle, but I still needed to trim off just a wee bit on the side. I went back to the same paper pack and grabbed some really beautiful pages that I thought would look pretty for this tree. Each slat is going to have its own color. I am starting off with this darker green at the bottom here with a little bit of sparkly snow. Once I'm done gluing all the pieces and they've had a chance to dry, I'll just use my craft knife and cut out the excess paper. This is one of those wood signs that you can find at the Dollar Tree. I'm adding this little wood cube at the top because my very top piece for my Christmas tree is just the right size for the top of the sign, and I didn't want to do any trimming. So this will give me the ability to just glue the top part of the tree right on top of the cube, and then it will be the perfect size for the sign. I'm going to leave about a half an inch of space in between each of the slats and just using hot glue to put them on. This tree was so much fun to make, and I've seen a lot of these different palette trees around, but I think I made it just a little bit different using the scrapbook paper. I also wanted to give this tree a little bit more of a greenery look to it. So I found these cedar pieces that I had in my stash, and they're sort of a bluey green color. They go really well with the colors of the paper. I'm just going to trim down some of the pieces and then just put little sprigs all over this tree. I'm not going to cover it completely, and I'm not really doing a design that makes sense. I'm just kind of looking at it and saying, okay, I think I'm going to put a little piece of greenery here, and then I'll put a couple pieces over there. So there's really no wrong or right way to do this. It's just whatever looks nice for you. I really love all of the projects that I created today, but I think this one is my favorite. I hope you enjoyed these Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs and got some inspiration to create a little bit more decor for your home. I'm a little sad because this is my last video for the Christmas season of 2022. I'm so glad that you were able to spend some time with me for this Christmas season, and I hope you'll check out my Christmas playlist that I have linked down in my description box. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click the like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything else I have to share. Merry Christmas!